Hey, what's up guys, it's Rexy here. Today I want to show you guys a couple of lineups that I made for Haven. These include recon spots, double shocks. These are going to be pretty useful. I sat down and I made these myself, so if these are already found then I apologize, but these are what I've found so far, so hopefully you guys will find them useful and enjoy. So for this first one, what you're going to want to do, it's here, it's an A garden. Generally you use it for attack, however, I guess if you're flanking behind, you could use it for defense. For this branch here, above the target icon, which is on the recon, you're going to want to line that up there, and you're going to do two charges. And now what this is going to do, it's going to land right on top of this. It's going to be able to cover a little bit here of long, most of sight, and the back area here. But some blind spots you're going to have to be aware of is under here in hell, where you're able to hide away from it. As well as this part here in the little cubby part of A. So besides these two spots, it covers most of the site. So this one is also for attack. This is for post plant on A. You're going to want to get in this corner. And the middle dot of the owl drone, you're going to want to line it up in the middle here of between the satellite dish and the tree. And you're going to want to do 2 bars. You're going to use the corner of this, do 1 bar.
Revealing area.
What this is going to do, it's going to line them both on top of this buckle. And it's a perfect one shot, and it's going to be able to kill anyone who's right on it. And also, conveniently enough, your ult is able to perfectly reach the distance to there. So it can extend the plant time even longer. So this one here is for C. Generally on attack, however, it does work on defense if you're going on a flank. You're going to want to aim at this corner of the structure, and you're going to be wanting to do 1 bar. And now, it does cover most here of the front, covers the back here. It does not cover anyone who's hidden back here if they're hiding. And I'm going to confirm, I'm not too certain if it can hits here, because it seems like it just cuts off barely, but I'll make sure with an enemy if it does. So this is a double shock at C default, which originates from Long. So this one's fairly pinpoint, so make sure to pay attention. On the bounces, you see that there are brackets. You're going to want to aim the right bracket on top of this, right on the structure. And you're going to add 1 bounce, and you're going to do 2 charges. And you're going to pull down and still align the second bar, but right under, and it's going to be a 1 charge. So it goes as such.
Revealing area. Revealing area.
Perfect on default, aims right on it. It's going to be a perfect instant kill. And same thing like I showed at A, your ult reaches all the way over there, so that's not going to have to be a worry at all if there's still more than one alive. So I don't really have many lineups for B because it's a very enclosed space. But one thing I like to do is I like to have someone overwatching into sight, just in case no one's peeking. And then you just like to do a nice jiggle peek there and shoot the arrow there. That's going to be able to cover all the corners here. The only places it's not going to be able to cover is if it's set really deep here into Gong, backside. Or if they're outside, generally they won't be seen from the arrow. But paired with the drone, it could be a really easy way to overtake the site to make sure no one's there. So that's it for attack. I do have some here in defense that I would like to show you. So all you have to do is go into this corner. It's a link. You look at this corner, and then you move here to the right where it meets here. Then all you have to do is 1 bar jump. And what it's going to do is it's going to be reaching all the way here to garden, right? And this is great because it reaches here into sewer, and it covers most of garden. And although the arrow itself is useful, it can reach its full potential when you do the normal arrow, you wait a little bit until it lands, and then when it reaches, it's actually a wall bangable spot where you can shoot anyone that is detected by the arrow. So it's a very good and very deadly arrow. Paired with someone at A long, it can be nearly a guaranteed kill if people come across and get seen by your arrow. So this one is very useful against an A default plant. So all you have to do is get in the corner here between the barrel and the door frame. And I would use recons, but this is actually very specific to shock turrets because it includes the target icon. So you're gonna have to aim the right tip of the owl drone where it's green. On the corner of that building there, you're gonna want to aim that there. You're gonna want to do 2 bars, and you're gonna aim down with the target at 1 bar. This is gonna perfectly land right there, and however it lands, and it's a very useful strategy. So this one's pretty useful, also in defense. If you want to clear out not only all of long, and a little further down, but also a good amount of lobby. So all you have to do is just get into this corner. You gotta pull out the arrow, look into the corner of this crate, pull it up, and your knuckle is gonna start to cover the sun. And then you're just gonna want to go about maybe a 1/4 through it, and then do 1 bar. And it should land about right there. Not close enough. And as you see, it covers a good amount here. Even people hiding in there. And it's gonna cover people who are starting to walk up long. So pretty useful to prevent an attack, or at least know who's coming up. So this one's kind of like a 1 and 2 arrow, I suppose. So this one is more dependent on the enemy's playstyle, so it's not like a one-stop shop. This one you kind of have to adapt it yourself depending on how they're doing. However, what is key is you gotta line up on this wall, aim the 2 diamonds, and have it in between there. You're gonna have to do 1 bar, and you're gonna have to jump, right? Minimum is 1 bounce. That's for sure. However, you can do 1 bounce or 2 bounces, and I'll show you the difference. So this is how it would be if you just only add 1 bounce.
Revealing area.
With 1 bounce, it's gonna be covering here, but it's gonna be able to cover window. It's gonna cover most of the people here, obviously alongside the wall, and potentially if anyone's looking here or peeking, they'll also be hit by the arrow as well because it'll land about there. So yeah, it could cover people all the way to back there. So now let me show you how this would be if you add 2 bounces rather than just 1.
Revealing area.
So it's not going to stick to the wall, obviously, right? It's going to move down, and it's going to move into the ground. And this is useful because if they're rushing to garage, they're going to be also noticed. It's not going to cover window, or it's not going to cover here. However, the weakness of the other arrow is that it would not cover people who would push up. However, with this arrow here, it's going to be able to cover people who would push up garage, or they would push up just straight up mid. So both of them have their own uses, and they're both great depending on how your enemies tend to play. So this is in the case that you want to stop a C default plant. So all you're going to have to do, you're going to have to get in this corner. You're going to align this one with your knife because the other guns and utility get in the way. You're going to want to get between the shock dart and the recon icon, you're going to get that structure in the middle. You're going to do 2 individual 1 bars. And although it's not going to be a clean one-shot technically, they're both going to land right on whoever's planting, and it's for sure going to be a insta-kill. Alright, well thank you guys very much for watching this Haven Sova guide. I hope it was useful. It took me a couple hours to sit down and develop these myself. I know there's certain similarities with some of these. I know Sinatra's used something similar to stop the A default plant, but I just wanted to make these on my own just because I find them fun and they're kind of cool to do and pull them off in game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.